In the 15th shloka, Krishna described the 4 types of dushkritinas. And in the 16th shloka, Krishna will be describing 4 types of sukritinas. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna arto jignasurartharthi gnani cha bharatarshabha chaturvidha bhajante mam. 4 types of people worship me, Krishna says. And they are called Sukritinas. Janaha Sukritino Arjuna. They are all Sukritinas. People who are very pious and well-natured people. Okay. Who are they? Arto means those who are distressed. Those who are undergoing some calamities in life. Like Gajendra. Gajendra was distressed. In a situation of distress, Gajendra surrendered unto the Supreme Lord. Okay. Second category are called Jignasu. Jignasu means very inquisitive. They want to know about God. Like the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Shaunaka Rishi, all the Shaunakadi rishis were very inquisitive. They come under the category of Jignasu. They were asking so many questions to Sutta Goswami. Can you please tell about this, tell about that? Then third category is called Artha-Arthi. Artharthi. Artha means wealth. Arthi means one who desires, one who begs for it. So the seekers of wealth are the third category of people who surrender unto Krishna. The best example is Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj worshipped Krishna just to attain a very great material position. Fourth category of people are called Jnanis. Jnani means those who are seeking knowledge. Okay. They seek knowledge of Krishna. So they, for example, Sukadeva Goswami. Initially, he has heard some shlokas about Krishna and then he wanted to hear more. Okay. So now Jignasu, the inquisitive people, and Gnani, the knowledge-seeking people, they both seem to be same, but Gnani is much better than a Jignasu. Jignasu is little inquisitive. Jnani means he is more serious in his pursuit of knowledge about God. Okay, it's not a simple curiosity. It's a very deep-rooted determination to understand Krishna. So Jnani is much better than a Jignasu. Jnani is better than all 3 actually. Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi and Jnani. Jignasu is little curious to know God, but Jnani is very strong in his determination to understand God. So, here Sukritinas are pious people who follow scriptural principles. They already have some alignment with the Vedic culture and they may not have pure devotion, unflinching devotion to God, but still they have some inclination towards spiritual life. Okay. They are already following scriptural principles, social principles, moral codes, and the rules of Varnashrama, and they are worshipping Krishna. But the motive behind their worship is not fully pure. They want to come out of their distress, or they want some wealth, they want some knowledge. That kind of motives are there. They are not fully selfless devotees, but they are devotees. Okay. So actually there is bhakti is of multiple types. Okay. So there is first type of bhakti which is called Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means pure, unalloyed, unflinching devotional service. Okay. You perform bhakti unto Krishna, or you worship Krishna, or you render various services unto Krishna only for the pleasure of Krishna. There is no other motive behind you. You will do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, etc., etc. All this is just to please Krishna. Okay. There is no expectation in return. So such people are called Kevala Bhaktas. So Kevala Bhakti is described in the very first verse of this chapter only. When Krishna said, Maya Sakta Manaha Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayaha, he is describing Kevala Bhakti there, according to the Acharyas. Okay. And in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, In the 14th sloka, Krishna says, Ananya chetaha satatam yomam smarati nityasaha tasya aham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. So, Ananya chetaha satatam, without any deviation in his consciousness, one who constantly worships Krishna, okay, only for his pleasure, and he remembers Krishna always. So such people can easily attain Krishna because they are doing Kevala Bhakti. Their mind is not diverted to 10 other things, only Krishna, and constantly they are worshipping Krishna. So that is called Ahaituki Bhakti and Apratihata Bhakti. Ahaituki means you have no motives behind your bhakti. Apratihata means you have no interruptions or breaks behind your bhakti. And you have only one object of worship, that is Krishna. There is no one else. Okay, you have only one goal, that is to please Krishna, and you have no other goal to attain any material benefits. Okay, such pure, selfless, unalloyed, unflinching bhakti is called Kevala Bhakti. Okay, this is also called Ananya Bhakti, Akinchana Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. So these are various names of this Kevala Bhakti. Okay, so that is one category. And this kind of bhakti can be in multiple flavors. Under Kevala Bhakti, you can serve Krishna and Dasya flavor, or Vatsalya flavor, or Madhurya flavor. There are other rasas. You know that 5 rasas, right? So Kevala Bhakti has again subcategories of Dasya Bhakti and Vatsalya Bhakti, Sakhya Bhakti, etc. Now, second category of bhakti is Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. Okay, or bhakti mixed with some tendencies of karma, jnana, yoga, etc. You are bhakta, you are a devotee of Krishna, and that is primary in your life. But along with that, there is some fruitive tendencies. That is called karma mishra bhakti. Now, along with that bhakti, you also have some knowledge tendencies. Means to cultivate knowledge, you are seeking lot of knowledge and to be a scholar and whatever. That is called Jnana Mishra Bhakti. And you also are aspiring for some mystic siddhis, etc. That is called Yoga Mishra Bhakti. You are performing bhakti unto Krishna, but you have some other desires that may fall under the category of karma, jnana and yoga. So then it becomes Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, which is again having subcategories of Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. So that is called alloyed bhakti or mixed bhakti, not pure bhakti. But in this Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, bhakti is prominent and the alloy or the mixture, that is secondary. In Jnana Mishra Bhakti or Yoga Mishra Bhakti or Karma Mishra Bhakti, bhakti is prominent, Jnana, Karma, Yoga are secondary. Okay. And there is a third category of bhakti which is called Guni Bhuta Bhakti. Guni Bhuta Bhakti is also similar to Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. That is also mixed bhakti. So in that also bhakti is mixed with karma, jnana, yoga, etc. But this karma, jnana, yoga become primary and bhakti becomes secondary. So mixture is that mixture or the alloy is more than the main stuff. Okay. So now bhakti is secondary element. So in mixed bhakti there are 2 categories. You can understand this way. In mixed bhakti there are 2 categories. First category is Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, in which bhakti is prominent, the alloy is secondary. And Guni Bhuta Bhakti, where bhakti is secondary and the alloy is prominent. Okay, you know these 3 categories. So now we are discussing about 4 types of Sukritinas who are not Kevala Bhaktas. They are Mishra Bhaktas. They have mixed bhakti. Along with bhakti they have alloys also. Fine. So now in the Sukritinas, amongst the Sukritinas, this Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, they are Karma Mishra Bhaktas. They all 4 belong to this Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti category. And this first 3 types of Sukritinas, Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, they have Karma Mishra Bhakti. And the last category, Jnanis, they have Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Okay, bhakti is the primary element, but the other alloys are also there. And Krishna also will describe Yoga Mishra Bhakti after some time. In the 8th chapter he will describe. Okay. So 17th sloka. But what is the best type of bhakti? That bhakti which is pure and unalloyed, and that is called Kevala Bhakti. That is the best. Means your bhakti should not have any karma tendencies, gnana tendencies and yoga tendencies. Then bhakti is great. Okay. Anya bhilashita sunyam gnana karmadi anavrutam. Anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhakti ruttama. As we understand the definition of pure devotional service from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu or nectar of devotion, so such bhakti should be devoid of any karma and gnana tendencies. Okay. Of course, within bhakti there is lot of karma and there is lot of gnana. Karma is basically work and gnana is basically knowledge. So a person who is doing bhakti, he does lot of karma, activity, but devotional activity. And he cultivates lot of gnana, knowledge, but devotional knowledge. Knowledge about Krishna's attributes, name, fame, pastimes, paraphernalia. Okay. So, as long as your karma and gnana are within the realm of pure bhakti, that is fine. But if our karma is not devotional karma, it is fruitive karma. So, if somebody performs bhakti and within that bhakti he performs lot of activity, desiring some material results, then that is karma mishra bhakti. That kind of fellow is not allowed. Activity should be devotional. Knowledge also should be devotional. Not some analytical, speculative knowledge just based on some intellectual exercises or philosophical analysis, ultimately aspiring to become one with God. So that kind of knowledge is not very much appreciated. Okay. So when these four kinds of persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service and are completely purified by the association of pure devotees, they can also become pure devotees. So this Karma Mishra Bhakta, Jnana Mishra Bhakta, Yoga Mishra Bhakta or Pradhana Bhuta Bhaktas, they can become Kevala Bhaktas in the association of Kevala Bhaktas. Okay. So slowly the mixture or the alloy in their bhakti will be removed and bhakti will remain. So 17th sloka. In 17th sloka, Krishna says, amongst these four types of Sukritinas, who is the best? Gnani is the best. He says, Tesham Gnani Nitya Yukta
Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta
Eka Bhaktir Visishyate
Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate
Priyo Hi Gnani Notyartham
Priyo Hi Jnani Northartam
Aham Sacha Mama Priyaha.
Aham Sacha Mama Priyaha.
Krishna says, Tesham Gnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhaktir Visishyate. Amongst these four types of people, a Gnani, one who is in full knowledge of Krishna, Nitya Yukta, who is also performing bhakti. As I said, this Gnani or Yogi or all these people, Gnani, Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, Gnani, these four types of people are devotees. Devotion is their primary element. Okay. So, if a Gnani of 16th sloka, if such a Gnani, he is constantly performing devotional service, okay, such a person is best of all four. We are not speaking about a Gnani who is only having Gnana without any bhakti. So this Gnani here in the 16th sloka, he is a Bhakti Gnani. So he is a devotee of Krishna, but he is seeking knowledge about Krishna more. Okay, like that. But his bhakti is main. So and such a Gnani is greater than Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi. When you approach Krishna, you are great, no doubt. But if you approach Krishna with some other desires, you are not that great. Okay, but still you are great. Okay, so amongst those people who approach Krishna, who are very great, person who approaches Krishna to develop knowledge of Krishna is greatest. Okay, not a person who approaches Krishna to mitigate his distress or to get some money or just to understand what he is, just being little curious to know about him. Those people are not as great as a person who is approaching Krishna to completely understand him. Such a Gnani is best. So he is very dear to Krishna and Krishna is very dear to him. Free from all contaminations of material desires, the distressed, the inquisitive, the penniless, and the seeker after supreme knowledge can all become pure devotees. But out of them, Gnani is the best. So while the three types of Sukritinas, Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, they serve Krishna, but and Krishna also fulfills their desires. So these people serve Krishna just because Krishna fulfills their desires. Okay. But a Gnani serves Krishna wanting to know about him. He does not have material desires for himself. Gnani wants to serve Krishna. He wants to know about Krishna and then serve Krishna. Okay. So Gnani is the best. A Gnani, after searching after knowledge, realizes that he is different from his material body. Upon further advancement, he knows that Brahman and Paramatma also, and when fully purified, he realizes himself as a servant of Krishna, who is personality of Godhead, who is the source of Brahman and Paramatma also. Okay. So thus Gnani becomes the best of all four. Nevertheless, other three also are good. 18th sloka, Krishna says, Udaraha sarva evaite Gnani tvatmaiva me matam
ज्ञानी तो आत्मैव मतम्
Asthitah sahi yuktatma
आस्थितः सहि युक्तात्मा
Mamevānuttamam gatim.
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्.
Okay. Here, Udaraha sarva evaite. All these people are Udara, magnanimous people, great people. Gnani tu Atmaiva me matam. But of all of them, Gnani is very great, is the best, and Atmaiva me matam. Krishna considers such a Gnani equal to himself. He is dear to me as myself. Okay. So, Asthitah sahi yuktatma mameva anuttamam gatim. Okay. So, Krishna says, being engaged in my service, yuktatma. Yukta means one who is engaged in Krishna seva. So, he is sure to attain Krishna, the highest and most perfect goal. Right? Asthitah sahi yuktatma mameva, he will attain me only. Anuttamam gatim. Anuttamam. Uttamam means better, or best. Anuttamam means there is nothing better than this. Anuttamam gatim means attaining Krishna is the best of all goals. There is nothing better than this. Okay, like that. So now here Krishna says that I love Gnani. Okay, Gnani tu Atmaiva me matam. Gnani loves me and I love Gnani. And I consider him as good as myself. He is dear to me as much as I am dear to myself. That's what Krishna says. If a Gnani, who is actually a Mishra Bhakta, who is a Pradhani Bhuta Bhakta, if he is dear to Krishna as much as Krishna is dear to himself, what about a Kevala Bhakta? A Kevala Bhakta is dear to Krishna more than his own self. You understand? Kevala Bhakta is dear to Krishna more than himself, and a Gnani is dear to Krishna as much as himself. Okay? Krishna holds a Kevala Bhakta, pure devotee, dearer to him more than his own self. I love him more than I love myself. That's what Krishna says. Gnani means I love him as much as I love myself. Other people, not as much as I love myself, I love them. Okay? So the intensity of love, the quality and quantity of love also will increase as your devotion and dedication to Krishna increases. Ultimately, Krishna follows this principle. Yayathamam prapadyante tam stathaiva bhajamyaham. Okay. Next. Here, it is not that devotees who are less complete in knowledge are not dear to the Lord. They are also dear. The Lord says that all are magnanimous, because anyone who comes to the Lord for any purpose is a Mahatma, a great soul. But better is go to him without any purpose only. Just serve him because you love him. Not that going to serve him because you need something. Krishna's magnanimity is to consider any person who comes to him as magnanimous. But what pleases him the most is if you go there without any motivations, without any desires, with exclusive love. That is the ultimate recommendation of Krishna. So, how a devotee is in the heart of Krishna. Prabhupada quotes this 9th canto sloka and then explains. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyatte na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam. Devotees are always in my heart. And I am in their heart also. I know them, I don't know anyone else. They know me only, they know anyone else. Okay? They don't know anyone else. So basically, the intimate connection between Krishna and his devotees is very wonderfully described in Bhagavatam and in Bhagavad Gita also. 19th sloka. Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudevah sarvamiti Samahatma sudurlabha Bahunam janmanam ante. After many births and deaths, Jnanavan mam prapadyate. Such a Jnanavan, such a Jnani, such a person who is actually in knowledge of Krishna surrenders unto Krishna. So a knowledgeable person also will take several lifetimes to surrender unto Krishna. But still, on the scale of eternity, those many lifetimes is not a big deal. But the glorious thing about him is he surrenders to Krishna. Okay. Vasudeva sarvamiti. He knows that Vasudeva or Krishna is everything. He is all pervading. He is the cause of all causes. He is Vasudeva. And surrenders to Krishna by the association of devotees. And such surrender to Krishna is possible only in the association of devotees. As we just discussed some time back also, these 4 types of Sukritinas who are actually Mishra Bhaktas can become Kevala Bhaktas in the association of devotees, pure devotees, Kevala Bhaktas, right? So Gnani also does like that, but for Gnani the opportunity is much better than the other 3, Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi. So Mahatma Sudurlabha, such a person who is a great surrendered soul unto Krishna is very rare. Okay, so Krishna describes the rarity of a pure devotee. Kevala Bhakta is very rare. That's what is described in this 19th sloka. So the Sukritinas means Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi. Because they have some material desires, they experience those material pleasures for many lives. Okay, and finally in one birth, they find these pleasures distasteful. Even if someone takes shelter of Krishna, still there is some taste for material pleasure in the heart of immature devotees. So just because that itch is still there, Krishna facilitates for the fulfillment of those desires. But at one point, they will find that material pleasures as distasteful, and they will find exclusive taste only in Krishna's devotional service. And that is the stage that the pure soul is ultimately aspiring for, and that is the stage that Krishna is ultimately expecting from every one of us. When that stage arrives, Krishna just takes them back to Godhead. Krishna embraces them. Okay, so they gain knowledge of Krishna's Swarupa properly, and they surrender unto Krishna, and they ultimately attain Krishna. Okay, so that is the glory of devotional service. So point is, even if somebody has material desires, it's always better to take shelter of Krishna only. So Krishna may, if needed, Krishna may fulfill your material desires also. Okay, and thus he will purify you of material desires, and in such a pure state he will accept you completely. But even for the fulfillment of material desires, if we approach some other people, some other demigods or some other so-called worshipable people, it's of no use. So akamaha sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purushah param. So the ultimate effort in outreach is to basically bring people to take shelter of Krishna, to inspire people to take shelter of Krishna. That is their ultimate, that causes the ultimate benefit of a human being. Okay, so God. So some people may call God to be Krishna, and some other people may call God to be someone else. But ultimately, the aspiration of every spirit soul is to love God, to serve God. Okay, so here we have seen up to the 19th sloka, and from 20th sloka we'll see in the next session. Hare Krishna.